watching. Does it? What does it show you if it's? Does
I'll
it
let
show?
you know. Still says off air right now. Oh,
We're live.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. All right. So I was just asked a question.
okay.
How many midgets? Can you see? Sorry. Start over. Terrible start to the podcast. How many little people do you think you could defeat before you begin getting tired and start to lose?
Are they armed?
No, it's just hand-to-hand combat.
I'm not armed either.
No.
Can I use one of them as a weapon against the other ones?
You can do whatever you think is necessary to survive.
I think if I picked up a light one by the ankles, I could use it as some kind of bat.
A light one.
Yeah, I'm not that strong. I imagine they're still quite heavy to fling.
To fling?
You started the podcast by correcting yourself to use the correct terminology, and I have immediately eradicated any political correctness by using one as a weapon. I don't know, maybe like 6 or 7.
See, I said 12.
You have way more in your repertoire for fighting.
Well, so I think the best approach to take would be, like, you've seen the movie 300, right?
No.
You've never seen 300?
Yeah, I know that was going to get a reaction. No, I haven't seen it.
You've never seen 300?
Right. No, I haven't.
Well, what are you doing today?
I'm making a podcast, and then I'm going to go out to dinner. And then I suppose I could probably find 300, but I last about 4 seconds into any film before falling asleep now. So.
I'm so aggravated by now. Like, this is the most infuriating news. We couldn't possibly be related.
I mean, it's not. Is it that bad?
It's like one of the manliest movies you'll ever see.
What's your point?
Well, so anyway, there's a part. It's basically 300 is just a Spartan army of 300 men.
Yeah, I understand the concept.
That takes on an enormous army that's coming to destroy them.
Yes.
So they take on literally thousands of people at a time, just these 300 blokes, the sword and a shield. But so if I had 12 midgets, I would compare myself to the Spartans. And there's a scene in the movie where they bring in thousands of people and they like funnel them in to this tiny area. So the fact that they've got ridiculous numbers really doesn't make all that much difference because you can only fight like 3 of them at a time or something stupid. So if I find myself being confronted by 12 little people, I just find a narrow alleyway, and I think I can go through 12 of them before I'm like, I'm exhausted. I can no longer hold this tiny human shield and this tiny human weapon.
Wait, so you'd use one small person as a shield and one as a weapon?
It would look something like this. Ah! Ah! Like that.
Cool.
So I think 12.
Okay.
And any more than 12 people attacking you is just comical, especially if they're below. How tall do you have to be to be a little person?
I think 12 midgets attacking you is comical. I don't think.
I mean, you would laugh at first, wouldn't you?
Yeah, the first, just punting one would make you giggle, and then you go, "Oh shit, there's more."
How big are they really? What defines a little person?
Laura, do you know? Yeah, ask Google.
Hey Google, how short do you have to be considered a little person?
Here's a summary from the website yen.wikipedia.org. In men and women, the sole requirement for being considered a dwarf is having an adult height under 147 centimeters. To read more, look for the link in your Google.
4'10's not that small.
No, it's not. Oh, I mean, it is comically small. But look, you can be a pretty tall. If I saw a dwarf that's 4'10, I'm like, all right, mate, let's take it easy on that label. Also, why are you not allowed to call them dwarfs anymore when the term for their
is dwarfism?
Symptoms is dwarfism, yeah.
I don't know, actually. That's a very good point.
That's it. I mean, okay. I understand midget out. I'm not calling them little people.
No, because what do you call little people then? They just like.
Well, someone that is like 5'3".
Yeah. What do you call them? Oh, it was me and this
Whatever you want.
Medium person.
Huh?
What? Me and my mate and his girlfriend who's a medium person. What the fuck are you calling?
I suppose when they're that short, you can really call them whatever you want, because what are they going to do about it, you know?
Well, if there's 12 or more of them, you're fucked, mate.
I think if there's 13, I'm fucked, but I think if there's 12 or less, I'm alright.
I really want that to be tested in some way.
What, how many can you fight?
Yeah, I mean, I don't
There's got to
want
be 12 game dwarfs somewhere in the world that be like, yeah, well, alright, we'll do it.
Maybe not for the comedy purposes that you're intending it. They would probably just fuck you up in reality.
Who said it? Well,
In all seriousness, 12 people just under 5 foot would batter you.
but not one at a time. Like, can they take a like? How much do they weigh?
I don't know, but are you only allowed to fight them one at a time?
Well, in my scenario, yeah, I position myself that they can only get to me one at a time.
Okay, all right. Well, even so, the fatigue would set in.
That's why I'm saying 12 and not an obnoxious number.
I think 12 might be an obnoxious number.
I think you're wrong.
All right. Well, I will get on my knees and you just try and beat the shit out of me 12 different times and see how long you can go. That sounds gay. Pause.
That sounds like every Friday night for you, doesn't it?
Well, getting on my knees and being beaten around.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's a bank holiday this week, so I'm going to do it on a Sunday night.
Yeah.
Also, I was having a conversation with a bloke at work about, because he was saying, don't Americans get like shit holiday? I was like, yeah, they get like 10 days annual leave, but it's okay because they get loads of like national holidays. You get like maybe
not even 10.
No, I think we googled it. I think you do.
So like schools and government buildings, like government organizations, maybe. Yeah. Me, no.
I don't know. They were all national holidays.
Well, that's funny because Good Friday and the Monday after Easter, I was at work both days.
Were you supposed to be?
Yeah.
Did you check with anyone?
Yeah.
Well, that's wank.
Yeah. Like Christmas, we get 2 days. Thanksgiving, we get 2 days. New Year's, we get New Year's Day. But like Martin Luther King Day and all that kind of stuff, we're at work.
Oh, okay. You don't get days off for that.
Well, I mean, a lot of people do. Like schools will be out.
Oh, okay.
But
oh, yeah, that does suck then.
Yeah.
That makes 0 sense. I don't understand that. Laura was saying that she was reading about, or a friend was telling her about. Laura, which country was it that works like the shortest days but are really, really efficient? Is it Switzerland or Sweden or something? Denmark, not close.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
But they work like the shortest working days of anyone, and yet they're super efficient.
How long do they work?
Laura?
I think it's about 30 hours a week, 32 hours a
Like
week.
32 hours a week.
That's only what? Oh shit, I guess that's a couple hours less a day.
Yeah. I work 37 and a half.
That said, name one big company in Denmark, you know?
I probably couldn't pronounce it, I don't know.
Well, I mean, like, there aren't any big ones.
Well, they seem happy.
I'm sure they are. They don't do any work. Probably don't make very much money either.
Fucking freeloaders. I'm sure it wasn't. It wouldn't be a stat worth mentioning if. Oh, there's some blokes that don't work very often and don't get paid very much. I'm like, yeah, well, that's everyone. So they must do pretty decent with it.
Name me one Danish millionaire.
What a ridiculous thing to say.
Christian Eriksen.
Huh?
Christian Eriksen is a Danish millionaire.
Christian Eriksen is my answer.
I don't know. He was my answer. It's not fair.
Well, apparently he's going to Real Madrid next year.
Is he really?
He's made a verbal agreement.
All those things are such bollocks.
They are bollocks, but I can see him leaving Tottenham because it's Tottenham.
But, I mean, they made it further in the Champions League this year than Real Madrid did.
Yeah, but they're not going to win, are they? And Christian Eriksen is good enough to be on a team that is winning something.
Real Madrid aren't going to win the Champions League next year. Or the league.
Apparently, also, the owners of PSG are preparing to withdraw all their funds too. Which would mean no more Neymar, no more Mbappe, Di Maria.
Di Maria can go do one, I don't care about him.
Yeah, but it would just mean all those big players would end up going to... I mean, they'd probably all go to Barcelona. But...
Yeah, no, Mbappe would go to Real Madrid.
I've definitely lost all... I think the Neymar thing is way overhyped. I think he's shit.
He's definitely not.
He's not, right? He's not shit. I don't think he's anywhere near as good as people think he is. Or you think he is.
So he's getting a bad rep because he's not... Well, also he hasn't played very much this season because he got injured. But when he plays, he's mint. He scores all the time.
He's dicking on people in the French league.
He did it in the Spanish league as well, and he does it for Brazil.
He doesn't do it for Brazil that much.
He's the second or third leading scorer in history for Brazil, and he's like 24.
Yeah. Who's he been playing against, though? Like in the last World Cup, he was gash. All he did was dive everywhere and get ridiculed by the entire tournament for being crap.
Yeah, he did dive a lot.
And he didn't score a lot either.
Did he not?
Like maybe twice, maybe. Like I think Mbappe. I think he's the second best player on that team.
Mbappe is obscenely good.
Maybe he's 19.
He scored 2 goals at the World Cup.
Yeah. He spent all of his time being a massive poos.
And got an assist as well.
And what?
And got an assist.
Oh, he said he got a fist.
He could have been fisted.
Yeah.
But if he was like, I want to come to Man United, I'd take a lap because I'd be pretty excited.
Mm-hmm.
That said, I think he'd get the shit kicked out of him on a windy night in Stoke on a Wednesday.
Yeah. He would get fucked up.
I could see that.
Messi, on the other hand, is clearly just toying with English clubs.
Did you see that list of him being... He's like the second leading scorer against the top 6.
It's just so disrespectful.
He's so good.
I'll just show up in whatever country I need to, fuck you up, and then fly home.
Yeah, it's obnoxious.
Mm.
Anyway, there's probably more soccer talk than anybody really wanted. Football talk than anybody wanted on that.
Yeah. Any good stories lately?
I got thrown out of a church league basketball game last Tuesday.
That is good going. How did you manage that?
So, in my defense,
it
wasn't my fault.
Was it?
Wasn't, no.
Was it, though?
So, So, it's the week before the playoffs. So, this is our last game. So, this, decides seeding going into the playoffs, basically. So, pretty heated game. Pretty chippy. And so, some of the teams in this league are very, very Caucasian. And everything's very good-spirited. Everyone's very friendly. And then there's other teams in the league who are very, very not Caucasian. And there's a lot of talking, a lot of chirping. And it's not the best spirited games. And I love those games. Those are my favorites. So this game, I turned up. It was started at 8:45, so it was a super late game. I get there and there's 3 other people. I'm 10 minutes before tip-off. I show up and we only have 4 people. I'm like, this is rec league at its finest. So I talked to the guy who set our team up and everything. I was like, where is everyone? He's like, 2 people aren't coming and one's on his way. I was like, well, look, we've got we've got 7 minutes before the game tips off. And it's like, well, at least we've got 4 or 5. They've only got 1. So I'm like, we go warm up whenever the game before us finishes. And I'm like, I wish they had called us because I don't want to play in this game if there's not at least 10 people here. Or if they're going to cancel it, I wish I just hadn't driven over here.
Yeah.
So we spend a little longer than normal warming up, and we finally start the game, and it's 5-on-4 for the first 3 minutes of the game.
Okay.
And this dude finally shows up, and it's 5-on-5. And so our team is like 2 guys who are like my age. It's like me and this other guy who's like 27 or 28, I think. The youth pastor at one of these local churches who like sets us up with these leagues, and then a couple of high school kids that attend this pastor's church. And so I'm very unmotivated, completely disinterested in this game. I'm like, I have 0 desire to win a game against 4 people. Like, I'd rather just go home. This guy finally shows up, and surprisingly enough, the score's like 13-11 when he gets here. Like, I haven't really been trying. I'm like, whatever. And so he finally shows up, and then all of a sudden they just start going off. They have this dude who he's like he's got cornrows in his hair, super athletic. And typically when you see that, you don't think great shooter.
No.
This guy was cashing in from everywhere. Like the first 2 or 3 shots, I was like, we're good, we'll live. He's going to shoot himself out soon. Oh, man, he was money. And so I finally get into this game, and they start talking. Like, they get up, it was like, they got to be like 23, 21 or something, and like, yeah, we're here now. Yeah. And so they're talking smack whenever we're bringing the ball. And so I was playing point guard. So I'm bringing the ball up, and this guy's like, oh, he don't want it. He don't want it. So I showed him I wanted it, and I hit like 4 or 5 threes in the first half. And he was like, no more. Not getting any more. Not getting any more. All right, okay, whatever. And so they had this guy, funnily enough, could have been a dwarf. This little Hispanic dude who's got this gross little goatee thing, and he couldn't have been more than 5'3", 5'4", tiny little guy. And so whenever someone's that little in a sporting environment, they tend to overcompensate, as you well know. And so he set a screen on me at the top of the key, and he like held on real long. Like I was trying to run through it, and eventually I just kind of pushed him off and like ran through it. And he turned around, and I'm not going to say it, but he goes, "Watch your fucking elbows, N-word." I was like, hang on. There's 4 people on your team who are black. You're the only one here that should not be saying that. You're actually also the only one.
To me, it is also not one of your 4 teammates.
Yeah, you're actually also the only one that is saying the word. Also, third, I'm not black. So, little confuzzled. So I address my friend. I'm like, the fuck did you say to me? I walk over there, and he said, "You heard me, cracker." Make up your mind. And so I walked out.
Who actually says the word cracker?
I know. If you'd called me a honky, I would have just left it alone. But so I walk over to him, and in the heat of the moment, in the heat of battle, I'm like, I have to defend my honor here. And I walk over to him.
Stop using that fucking term.
And we're stood nose to nose, and I
How are you stood nose to nose? Are you squatting?
So I get a moment of perspective, and I'm looking at this dude, and this motherfucker's looking up at me, and I'm looking down at him, and I'm like, I shouldn't beat children up, should I? So I like step away because I realize I'm in a church league. There's a pastor on my team, and I don't need to get into a fight with somebody who's
a foot short
of childlike proportions. He's over a foot shorter than me for sure. So I'm like, all right, man. All right, let's leave the slurs alone. Let's just play. And I walk around, and he goes, That's right. Walk away, bitch. I'm like,
Oh.
Mm-hmm. And I turn back around, and I can see the refs are starting, like, they heard that, and they're like, oh, no, that's the one. That's done it. So I kind of leave it for a second, and this little dude's got his fist balled up, like we're really going to fight in the middle. It's 9 o'clock. I'm already tired. I've been working all day. And so I was like, all right, whatever, man. And so one of the refs is pretty experienced, I think. I think he does like maybe some Division 1 games here and there. The other one's like a high school ref. So one of them was all for letting us just jaw it out. He's like, all right, man, we're good. You're done. And the other ref is like blowing his whistle. Sit down! Go sit down! 5 minutes! So I want to say there was like 13 or 14 minutes left in the game. And he made us sit down until there was 10 minutes left. So at this point, bearing in mind, there's only 5 on each team. We're now playing a very important church league game to decide seeding in the playoffs for next week, and we're playing 4-on-4.
Nice.
Yeah. So they finally bring me back in, and at this point, I'm just like pissed off because we were up. I want to say we were up by like 15 when this happened, and I'm significantly more important to my team than this dude was to their team. Like he wasn't shooting. He was playing point guard and he was passing, but he wasn't doing anything. So our 14-point lead evaporated, and it was like 4 when I came back on.
And
so we're playing, and everyone's starting to get tired because it's a bunch of older gentlemen playing late on a Tuesday night. 5-on-5, no sub, so everyone's gassed. So finally, we like build up a really good lead, and we're up by like 24. And I'm talking my smack, like, let's get these bums out of here. Let's blow them out. Let's get them out of here.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're starting to chirp more, and it's getting really, really physical. And the refs are just letting it go, like they want to get out too, like they don't want to keep stopping the clock, whatever. And so whenever we would grab rebounds, their thing was they would try and steal it on the rebound every time. You know, like when you loosen your grip.
Yeah.
Like they'd come in it, but it was like,
yeah,
like scratch. Yeah. Like, and so every time they did it, I would like try and sell it, and I'm like, ref, man, can we just get one? Just make them stop. Just give us one. And he said to me, I'm trying to let y'all play, but you're really pissing me off right now, is what he said. And I was like, well, then call the foul. He's like, I'm giving y'all a chance to be athletic and play through it. And at that point, I was like, giving me a chance to be athletic? Who do you think you are? So next time down the floor, so we had just, like, he just gave us no call on a very obvious foul. So the next time down the floor, I was like, all right, I've had enough. And they swung the ball out to this guy for a corner 3, and I flew out. And I blocked it. Oh, I didn't block it fully, but I tipped the ball, so it was way short. And as I tipped it, I just took off running. I said, I'm gone. So they threw it out. They threw it outlet, and as I'm going down the sideline, and I get to like the wing, like corner 3-ish, and as I dribble, I like head fake, keep my dribble, and the guy jumps, and I drive baseline, boom, bang out, pull the rim. Only thing missing was me swinging and like hitting the backboard.
Mm-hmm.
And I land, and I turn to the ref, and I'm like, "Yo, how's that for athletic?" Tease me up immediately. Get out! You're gone! Get out! He's like screaming at me. Screaming at me. Huh?
That's unnecessary.
Yeah, he was gone. And I was like, that's my first technical. What is that? And he goes, nope, no. We already sat you once. And I was like, yeah, that's not a rule. You can't sit people down for 5 minutes. That's not a rule. That wasn't a technical. That was you just settling. No free throws were awarded. That's not a technical. So, yeah, so they sat me down. I want to say there was like 3 or 4 minutes left. So the dunk put us up by 24 points. Whenever I got thrown out, we're up 24. We finished the game with them in possession. They also had a guy foul out with like 45 seconds left. They're in possession with a game-winning 3 in the air as the horn goes. I'm like, holy shit. And they missed. I mean, it hit a good look, but they missed, and we won by 2.
Well, I mean, now he doesn't shut your mouth, but you've only got 5 players who clearly suck.
Well, so that's what I went and spoke to the ref after the game, and I was like, "So, what's up? Like, what was that?" And he goes, "Dude, both teams have 5 players. Do you really want us to call every foul?" And I was like, it's a good point. Yeah, because because that would be crap.
This is why they're the refs.
Yeah. So, and I was like, all right, but then what about, you can't challenge our athleticism, and then when I make the most athletic play in the game, you throw me out for it. And he's like, I didn't throw you out for making the play. I threw you out because you shouted at me not once, but twice how athletic. Because I did shout twice, and he didn't hear me the first time, so I said it louder the second time.
He clearly did it the first time as well.
Yeah, he did. He just didn't react. But so that's the first time I've never in how long have I been? I've been playing basketball since I was 11, I think. 29 now. You do the math. I've never had a technical foul in any game I've ever played in.
Like, I understand not getting thrown. You've never had a technical foul.
Not one. I got 2 in the same game.
That is ludicrous.
Yeah, because I'm sneaky with my shit.
I used to get on a regular basis. By the time we got to like the last year of high school and first year of college, I would get called in after games for being like my language is offensive or I was rude to the refs, and like our coach or manager would be like, "Can you stop doing that?" There's like parents on the sideline.
See, like I don't ever really. I mean, even that game, even when I got thrown out, I didn't swear at him or anything.
I used to swear up a storm.
I mean, I'll swear during the game, but to myself.
Yeah. Well, I told you I got teed up for swearing to myself.
But yeah, you're an idiot now.
That wasn't. How am I an idiot? So I slapped someone when they go up for a layup. I'm very aware that I just fouled him, so I put my head under my shirt and go, shit, teed me up for swearing at him. I was like, my head was in my shirt. He's like, I know that was at me. No, you don't. It wasn't.
Yeah, you've got a reputation.
I definitely told you as well that the guy that called me Jimmy.
The guy that called you what?
Jimmy.
No, I don't think so.
He used to ref your games at the Amici. And he showed up and did one of our school games. And
in high school?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was mouthing off about something. Because I was mad at like a call or something like that. And he was like, listen, Jimmy, I know your mum, I know your brother. Don't talk to me like that. And I was like, who the fuck are you talking to? No one has ever called me Jimmy. Don't call me Jimmy. And you don't know anything about my family. Immediately technical. You talk to me first.
Yeah.
Like, going, listen here, cockhead. I didn't get in and be like, oh, I'm not called cockhead. And maybe like, it's a technical foul for you, mate.
Yeah.
It's not right.
Well, yeah, some refs are just that way. Like they just enjoy the power that they get for 40 minutes.
Yeah, I definitely used to. So as well as basketball, I used to, like we laugh about Sunday League football.
Yeah.
By the time I was in the second or third team most time. Like I would occasionally be on the bench for the first team. But if you're in second and third, it's just like pub football. Everyone is just punting each other. So we played this really good game. I was going to tell a different story, but we were playing this game against, I want to say Bolton maybe. So it was a good game, and we really wanted to win. And I was still, because I was kind of like occasionally pushing into the first team and whatever, like I still had a drive to win and not to be crap. The other lads on the team were like hungover when they showed up or missing shorts and like something dumb like that.
As you should be.
Yeah. So we're playing this game and we're losing 2-1. And I'm trying to push to go and get the last goal. And I play the ball down the wing and one of our players crosses it in. And someone tries, like the hand of God, like the Maradona punch.
Yeah.
To subtly punch it past the goalkeeper. He just, like, full on, his head's nowhere near it, just punches the ball. It goes over the bar anyway. So he still fucked it up. But our centre-back thought it was so funny that he started laughing to the point where he fell over and he's on the ground laughing, making no attempt to get up, which sets off half of the midfield who think it's fucking hilarious. So they're just wandering through the middle of the pitch whilst our team is in absolute bits. That was like why do I even bother? Oh, fuck it, I'll just be drunk all the time too. It's way easier. I gave up after that point.
Yeah, I mean, even like, even in the first team, when you're in high school or even in uni, what's the point, you know?
But I mean, you're still competitive. Like, you're there to win, though, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, you want to win, but like you don't care.
Maybe.
Like this team that we played last week, they started doing full court press towards the end of the game. I was like, do you all realize this is a rec league? What are we doing? Let me get over halfway and then start doing this. But yeah, like double teams and stuff. I'm like, all right, let's take it easy.
Yeah. I mean, you're the one that's getting ejected before you start telling people they take it too seriously. You're fucking heckling the refs and getting thrown.
No, they deserve it. But, I didn't even think about this. So, whenever I get thrown out, my short Hispanic friend is like, he's done. He can't play next week. And I'm like, hang on a sec, what? And the ref's like, suspended. You get a 1 week suspension if you get thrown out of a game. And I'm like, playoffs are next week. Sorry, lads.
You fucking idiot.
Yeah. And so we only had 5 this week, so. But now I spoke to the guy who runs the league, does the scores table for the games, and he's like, yeah, you're fine, don't worry about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But would have been pretty contentious when I just showed up anyway and started playing.
As long as that little Mexican dude's not there, you should be fine.
I want a donkey stomp him.
Donkey? That sounds like a sex position. What is a donkey stomp?
It's a sex position.
Oh, cool. What would a donkey stomp be if it was?
I don't know if you. I feel like. Okay, so I don't know how to do this without like very graphically describing this. I feel like something's got to be like balanced up on their neck with their arms in the air. Is a donkey stomp a gay thing or is it just a normal thing?
You tell me, mate. It's your position.
We'll go gay. We'll say it's gay.
Sure.
So, man A is on his like arse up in the air, like holding his cheeks apart.
Sure.
And so, bloke B is like they're like back to back. Does that make sense? I know what this is now. So, the guy who's standing to initiate the donkey stomp goes, "Ee-aw." hits like a semi handstand. He also has to be fully erect for this. Hits like a handstand and falls with his penis directly into person B's rectum.
Phenomenal. Oh.
And the receiving party at the end of it just goes.
Wouldn't you?
We can't put this on the internet.
Why not?
I feel like this is the first real glimpse the world is going to get into what every single one of our conversations ends up being like.
It's not all gay sex. Oh.
Is it funnier because it was a gay sex position?
It's funny because you went, hee-haw. Oh, fuck.
Will you tell me what a periscope is?
You know what a periscope is.
I know what it is, but I just want you to explain it.
Hang on. Yeah? Yes? Oh, shit. We're going for dinner at 7. I will tell. Okay, very quickly. A periscope, and it was only discovered. I don't even think I named it. I think Laura named it. We were in the bathroom in our flat.
Uh-huh.
In the apartment. Yeah, I'll be 2 seconds. And I was in the bath, and I don't know why, but Laura walked into the bathroom to like brush her teeth or something, and I decided that I would submerge the top half. No, yeah, the top half of my body underwater, but rather than also submerge the bottom half, I would just stand that up and use like my taint and gooch as it's like a viewing platform. Yeah, come in. Hi, Mum.
Oh. What did you say?
She said, "Well, that's not very nice." And then she
Hi,
actually
Mum.
heard.
What are you up to?
Nothing now. I'm going again.
Oh. Is Dad around?
Somewhere.
Yeah, we're getting ready to go out.
Ask Dad really fast, because it's been 3 weeks now, I think, since we commissioned his services and have yet to have seen any results.
Dad,
Commission what services?
have you made a jingle yet? Yeah. He said, yes, well, no, sort of.
Time to come in here and explain it, please, and then we'll call it a day.
Come in here.
Can we?
Where are you going for dinner?
Because I'm quite hungry.
Yes. We're going to the Duck with Arms, but we booked the table because he gets busy on Saturday nights.
Oh, lovely. Push it back. Also, it's 6:30. It's not very far away.
You haven't eaten today. Yeah, I don't know that. I don't know what she's doing about that.
You haven't eaten today?
Mum hasn't.
Why?
Because she flew back today, so she didn't get time for breakfast and she just hasn't eaten since.
Right, sorry.
Throw a biscuit in her face and tell her, shut up.
Shut up. What are you... Dad, speak, Ben. Speak.
Oh, look at you. You look lovely.
Just hurry up.
Fuck off.
Are you being serious, you bellend? What's going on with our jingle?
I have the basic fundaments of it.
Fundament. I don't think fundaments is a word.
Neither is donkey kicking me or donkey stomping.
Donkey stomp. Excellent. I can't wait to see that little Mexican dude. I'm going to donkey stomp. Donkey stomp the fuck out of him.
So, if you can imagine, just a minute.
2 gay men.
Bring it with you.
Oh, God. Right. I hope I'm person A.
Now imagine someone doing a handstand. Turn your phone sideways.
Sorry. So, the beginning of said jingle goes.
Oh, I'm excited for this.
It's very cool.
Oh.
Clearly having fun with it.
Aren't jingles supposed to be short and snappy?
They are supposed to be short and snappy. I feel like
I've actually told him numerous times. 10 to 15 seconds, please. Do you have any words, Dad?
Huh?
Do you have any words?
No, but we only want the something's going in the. So that will be something to do with, ooh, your brother's abroad. Ooh, brothers aboard. You want to talk to them? Listen to them.
There you go. All right, well, that's going to...
All right, well, good. Maybe within like 3 or 4 months, we'll have a finished product and we can...
Dad, stop strumming yourself. You won't stop it.
All right. Oh, shit, I'm crying now.
Oh, God. Yeah, all right. Well, I'll leave you at that.
All right, well, enjoy your... I'm assuming you're having a carvery.
Yeah. No. Yeah? Hang on 2 seconds. Right. Bye, viewers.
Bye. I love you.
Oh, yeah. All right. Bye. Hang
Bye,
on.
I love you.
Yeah.
Love you.
Love you. Damn it.
Yes!